ladies and gentlemen. Gentlemen of the press, the mirror of the society, I recognize you. Well, my speech will be brief. Just to thank Dr. Joe Odumakin for putting down the foundation of legacy for my good friend, comrade Yinka Odumakin. Two things. One, having a program like this as a lecture, and at the same time launching a book that will reflect everything he can have done when he was alive. The second thing, by laying a foundation on Yinka Odumakin that will give room for the generation that is coming to know what Yinka imparts on the life of common people in Nigeria. I think when you are praying for a wife, you should pray that God should give you a good wife that will defend you when you live this wicked life. When I got the information from her 3 days ago, and I asked her what's the content of the program, she said, we launched a book for him, and at the same time, we lay a foundation that will reflect the name of Yinka Odumakin. And I'll pray for her, and at the same time, my guiding angel pray for her. Because the vacuum Yinka Odumakin left is not easy to fill by any activist in Nigeria. One, this is a man, in 24 hours, he always think about the progress of this country. And at the same time, he won't forget his ally. And this is a man that when Yinka Odumakin chooses you as a friend, he will never betray you. I remember most of the time, some of our comrades that will have differences in different organizations, they always accuse Yinka that anything Are do, you always support Are. You don't give us enough support. And the answer, he always gives them that Are is more consistent, and I see him as a dependable force. Anything Are said, when you go to your bed and sleep, Are will not change it. And that was one of the reasons I picked him as one of the dependable allies that I will not betray. When we lost him, it was a rude shock to every one of us. And the fear we always have is that in the time of trouble, who will defend us? In the time of trouble, who will be the dependable allies when we are being picked by the oppressors that will agitate for our rights? But we thank God, like the Mr. Additional have said, that there is a twin couples, which both of them were being created to this world to be an activist. One is Babalo Iyashiku, which is Dr. Joe Odumakin. I pray that God should give you the heart and the confidence to continue the struggle, because we still have a long way to get to the promised land. As I was coming, I listened to Abba, Osuja Never Die. Abba was talking about true federalism, which is the only way to resolve many problems we have in this country. And Baba is an apostle of true federalism. If you give Baba to say anything a million times, within 1 minute, we will still make sure that he touch the issue of true federalism. And header like Baba is uncommon in our society, because we have many elders that when they go to fora like this, for them to discuss and even analyze how we solve the problem of this country will be difficult for them, because there have been an opportunity to be in the corridor of power, or maybe those people in the corridor of power have robbed their paths. Ladies and gentlemen, as a friend, as a part of your family, I must thank you that you don't forget my friend. You choose a time in an holiday. Easter Friday is a very important holiday to come and greet this occasion, and I'll pray that God will bless your family. Thank you very much.
It gives me a great pleasure to stand here today to speak in memory of one who is very dear to me, my brother from another mother. Many of you have known him for years, and you can talk about him. I knew him for a short while. I remember the day Yinka and I first met. It was like magnet and iron fibers. Until his death, we were never separated. I thank God for his life. I'm only imagining today, if the dead can only look back. Many will not believe they do. My faith says they do. Because the Bible says in Hebrews chapter 12 that we are surrounded by a cloud of witnesses. And not only that, we are in the midst of the spirits of just men made perfect. I'm sure if he will look back today, he will realize that he had not labored in vain and he did not die in vain. I thank God for his life and for the times we had together. The first day I set my eyes on Joe Odumakin was in this hall. It was January 7, 2010. It was the first day I first saw the guest lecturer also physically. I'd read about him, I'd known him. It was in this hall we gave birth to the Save Nigeria group. And we marched across the country and did so many things together that I treasure. My short sentence is simple. The memory of the just is blessed forever. It is the name of the wicked that we rot. And when people will love become a memory, the memory becomes a treasure. How we continue to treasure his life, his dedicated service, his loyalty, his friendship forever. I saw his driver this morning. He can testify. If I will call Yinka at 2 a.m. and say, Yinka, there's a challenge. So I'll see you in 30 minutes. He had no personal security. He would drive himself. He was fearless. And he had done his bit. It's not how long, it's how well. May his soul rest in peace. And may God continue to keep his wife and children and prosper them. Thank you for listening. I went there to fetch Mr. Folaziola to come to the service table himself. And he said he would not come. I dragged him. I said, when I begin to speak, if